Wow, okay, so we're back. Okay, I've been busy in real life with my uni study. Basically, I've been working on my final project and an internship that I am doing at the moment. But I have still been playing Minecraft. So what have I been doing? I'll show you what I've been doing. That is what I've been doing. That thing right there. So, as some of you may know, if you watched the previous episode, I started working on the base. But in the last few months, I've still been working on this thing, like maybe 20 minutes, every few days. And this is the progress that we've made. I didn't record any of it because I've been really busy, like I mentioned, but I just wanted to show you the amount of progress that we've been able to make. So if we look at the map, this is the overall scale of the base. So I think it's about 500 blocks in a square. So from here to here to here to here. And yeah, basically, I finished the. Let me see if I can get this in view. I finished the main base itself, so the middle, and I'm still working on the city. So I just really wanted to give you guys a tour of this before I get too far. All right, so this is the front. I mean, I guess it doesn't really have a front because 'cause it's four-sided, but basically, I wanted it to have the same kind of atmosphere from every direction that you enter this thing. So you have the four main axes entrances, so on the X Y axes, and yeah, on all the diagonals we have these cool kind of spires that allow you to enter, and they double as water elevators. I haven't added in the soul sand and stuff yet, but that takes you to the top. And yeah, I mean it's still a work in progress. Obviously, I haven't done everything. Look at that. That is so cool. And I haven't fixed the lighting in this place, but the main idea is I want it to be like a grand cathedral kind of vibe. And so as you enter, I wanted the main like focus to be up. So as you're coming in, you see this massive open area. And I think I've achieved that. It's very cool. There's some visual glitches that I need to sort out with the server host, but overall, I mean, it's working. We have our little temporary nether portal there. But yeah, I'm really proud of how this build came out. I think it is quite nice. The texturing and just the overall layout is quite cool. So in terms of outside the build, I've already started working on some of this area. So as you can see, I've placed pretty much all of the paths that I want to have laid out. But what I do still want to do is have some bridges that I need to fill in here, and I think there's one more somewhere. And the buildings, of course. Like I have all of the grass laid out. This side is going to be fully on the water, so I need to start building. This is going to be a market district, like I mentioned in the previous episode. This is a residential. This is going to be industrial, I think, and this is going to be farming. So at the moment, it's still very empty, but I have some buildings planned. Not all of them, of course, because for the market, I just still am gonna struggle with it, but we'll see what I'm able to pop out, I guess. Then my next vision is for these, and so what I'm gonna have with these is I want a big water ring surrounding the entire thing, and the way I think I'm going to do that is I'm going to connect them like this through all of these buildings. So we'll have a big circle that's kind of extended to about this height, and then all the way down will be water. I'm hoping it doesn't flood the entire thing, but if I do it correctly, it should. And then my plan with these big gates, so these are going to be extended gates till about this height. So right here to the top. And I want to have a big nether portal in all four of these sides. I think it would just be such a cool thing to have. Especially because in that base, I wouldn't know where to put the nether portal. So if every time someone comes to this base or visits it through the nether, you'd get a view like this. I think that would be so cool. And yeah, as you can see in the farming district, I've already started planning out where I want some trees. So these are the actual frameworks for them. I haven't put in the leaves like these, but overall, I'm quite happy with the general shape of these. And yeah, in terms of the base, I'm definitely not done with it, the middle section, but exterior wise, I definitely think that it's a good start. I'll show you what stuff I still would need to work on. I've spawn-proofed the entire outside, but the inside is just, other than the main room, is completely empty. So here you have those, the water pillars that take you to the top. I'll show you that in a bit. But all of this space can be used, and at the moment, I'm not sure what for, but I'm thinking like some farms, you know, melon pumpkin farm, maybe a villager trading hall would be sick. But that would probably happen once I finish the rest of this area. So these are gonna be soul sand and magma, like I mentioned earlier. But for now, we'll just use a trident. So once we get to the top, we have a little viewing platform here of the each quarter of the city. We walk around this balcony. We also have a nice view. So it's kind of like pretty much a 360 view. Hello, random nether portal. Pretty much a 360 view of the entire thing. Now, as far as the middle goes, I'm thinking I just leave it open because low-key it is kind of a cool view to just see from here. But I mean, if you have any suggestions, please let me know, because I always need help when working on builds of this scale with ideas and stuff. But yeah, so the plan for this district, like I said, I think this is the industrial district. Yeah, so this is industrial. Planning on still working on the floor, of course. Maybe add some small hills or whatever. But the plan for this area is kind of like makeshift battery / power generation. So I want this district to kind of feel like it holds the power of this entire city. And my plan for the residential in the market is to add villagers, so we have some real life in the build. So for that, I want this area to be a farming district. And yeah, I got a suggestion by one of the other members on the server to have like these pipes that transport the food to the market district. I think that would be so cool. So like these the water-filled pipes and stuff, it would really add to the kind of feel of the build and make it more alive. Then this district, like I mentioned, is going to be market. So my idea for this is to have floating stalls, kind of like Venice, but maybe less buildings and more boat-based marketing. For that, I'm going to have to make a bunch of really small boat designs that I still haven't started working on, but you know, it's a work in progress. Now this area is the residential, so this entire quarter. My idea for it is to have a big luxury house here, maybe a couple of buildings, and then all the rest of this is going to be kind of housing. I want this place to be kind of a natural looking park, so you have some grass here and then maybe another island in the middle, again with some trees and natural foliage. I want bees flying around here. It should be able to kind of lighten the entire area. Then with this, I wanted another kind of following this aesthetic, kind of smaller temple here, and then maybe another one in that corner, a little bit smaller than this one. And then a bunch of houses in this area, all of them floating, of course, not boat style, but I will have to connect them to something of a structure, I guess. This as well, I still need to work on connecting this bit to the actual ground, but overall it looks sturdy, so I think we're on the right track there. Yeah, entrance wise, I want to work on filling this in, at least with some foliage, grass, flowers, definitely some moss. Same goes for the grass that's surrounding most of this area. And yeah, overall that is basically it. So for those of you who are curious about the storage system, or at least how it works, it's a pretty similar system to the video that I already have on my YouTube channel. That's called the 1 million item storage system, basically. The basic way it works is you have your output from your lectern, that this this is a bunch of comparators basically. It just gets sent down here, and the way I have it set up is the dispensing system is down here. So the fifth observer has moved up, which allows for when you flick the lever for these blocks to move up, and then it allows the dropper to drop its items. Now, the collecting system in this version is a little different and a little more complicated than the one on the YouTube channel, because I wanted it to be fast. That was the main thing. On my YouTube channel, I used hoppers to bring the items, the shulker boxes, back down. So here, I used water streams, which ended up being a lot faster, but it posed its own problems. So basically what I had to do is, you could see that number 11 has pulled back and number 12 is blocking the water stream, I guess you could say, with a piece of glass. So if I were to switch these, you could see after a little bit of time, it switches like that. And I think this is just such a satisfying system to have set in place. So if we go back to 5, you can see it switches like that. I think it's a really cool system, and it works decently fast. I mean, within 20 seconds, I have an entire set of all the other shulker boxes, which is really cool. And then once they actually get dispensed or dropped out of those droppers, they head up here, which would basically funnel them up these 2 water streams. So per side, I have 2 storage systems down here. So you could see there's one on the left, one on the right, and then obviously because there's 8 of them, we'd have 2 on each side, basically. But the way they get filtered up is they come through this water stream into these dropper systems. So they need to be dropped at a pretty specific amount of time, at least with some delay. Otherwise, this system, let me see if I can show that well. Otherwise, this system isn't fast enough, and they kind of like get stuck in the same dispenser back here. They basically get stuck in their own dispenser. Let me see. Yeah, so these dispensers would have multiple in them, and then you can't obviously dispense the next one, which is an issue. But this pretty much solves that issue by dispensing them with some delay. It's not even that much delay, to be fair. It's literally, what is that? 3 ticks with 2 repeaters. So they still come out quite quickly, like I showed earlier. But basically, what this system does is once it detects an item in the dropper itself, or in the dispenser, it sends a signal through these 2 copper bulbs, which would lock the hopper right above them, which basically allows it to move on to the next one once they get into this hopper system. So I'll show you by activating this. So once the items filter up, you can hear the clicking, so you can see the droppers being activated. Then here come the shulker boxes, and you can see once that gets stuck, they don't get dispensed pretty much until the next one is there. So that's a really cool system for dispensing these, and I think it works quite nice, and it's decently fast. Yeah, that's pretty much my storage system. I did have a little extra thing that I designed here, and so this light would be replaced with an enchantment table, and so when I want full level enchantments, I could just extend them out like this. And the reason they are full level and not just like 27 levels is because behind these blocks, these also get changed. So as you can see, that changes as well. And that does actually give you a full level enchantment. I thought that was quite a nice touch to have in the center. Yeah, I mean overall, that is pretty much it. It's been a hell of a build and has taken quite a while, but I do hope to be at least uploading a little more regularly than taking a 3-month kind of break on that. Life is starting to get a little more quiet, but still busy at uni, but we'll see what happens. I just wanted to give you guys an update on this, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.